shouldn't have to do the law enforcement's fucking job, though. You know what I mean? That's their job to find out where the fuck I was. Not mine. It's not mine. It's not mine.
In the American criminal justice system, a defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in the court of law.
It's Garrett Kurtz. Well, we'll see. If any of you out there know that Garrett Kurtz has an alibi for the day that Libby and Abby were murdered.
You know, and honestly, I can't tell you where I was at February 13th or the 14th because I've gotten high since then.
Real simple.
I've got 2 nephews and a niece, you know. I love kids. I would never do anything like that.
But after that you did meet with them, because that's going to give you most of the information you need to know, was the fact that you cooperated. Did you get the feeling that they were satisfied as a whole? You know, I know the one detective, like, let you smoke. What was your takeaway from that? Like, oh, great, here we go again. Like, I'm going to get the finger pointed at me? Or was it like, okay, I'm glad I got, they realized I had nothing to do with it?
Well, I'm glad that I took it, you know, but the one that brought me, he swore him down. He's like, I don't think he did that, but he thinks that Ron did it. He said Ron was a loose cannon, and he thinks that Ron would do something like that. Is what he said.
Is Ron capable of something like that, Garrett?
No.
It doesn't seem like it. I don't know him, but...
That's what you think?
I know it's what happened. They were going to pin it on me.
But you weren't home that day.
They didn't find out. They didn't care. You don't understand. Nobody knew that till later. They didn't care. We need to solve this, and you're it.
And you were in the hot seat.
I was in the hot seat. And when they found out there was just too much against them, pinning on it, they gave up. But they spent all that time pissing around on a driving without a driver's license and all that shit when they should have been looking for murder.
Right. Yeah, you just had...
Yeah, they were wasting all that money.
Do you think that the new sketch had something to do with you? Do you think you look like the sketch, etc.? Have you seen it? Like, in the interview, did they show you?
Well, I've seen one of them. I don't think I look like it. Honestly, I don't. I mean, I don't have any hair. You know, I haven't had hair for a long time. I mean, I shave my head.
Again, do you feel, didn't they tell you, oh, we're taking this off the table? That was like the excuse they used, at least, for not wanting to do a plea deal. So are you going to trial?
Oh, yeah, I'm going 100%, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see what they're trying to accomplish by saying that. Because if any kind of law enforcement thought that I had any kind of involvement in that, I would be charged with it, you know what I mean? Right,
that's what you would think, you know?
Unless they're waiting for me to get convicted here, and then they're going to try to, like, charge me with it, which, I mean, I'll have to go to trial on that. I don't care. You know, I didn't do that shit, so...
What's that? Garrett? You broke up.
I heard rumors about, like, through the grapevine in town about, you know, and I told the police that, you know, I told them everything I knew, and Ashley's just as much, Miss Ashley Garth is just as much to blame as me in Nicole's death as I am, you know, and if they let her get probation or house arrest for testifying against me, she could do it to somebody else.
Meaning... it's not about it being the truth, it's about she will say whatever she can to get that deal. Is that what you mean?
Absolutely. She's always been that way. She's a snake.
Because it takes courage to be honest about that. And I know that you weren't able to be right away, and you guys maybe panicked. You're the only one that came forth and was honest about it out of, 5 different people? I mean, you know, I'm not obviously condoning any of this. So let me get this straight. Was it a jealousy thing between them?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Ashley and Nicole got into a fist fight, and I tried to break it up, and it went a little too far, and that's how that happened. And, you know, when I got questioned about it, I kind of lied and said that, you know, I lied to make it look like, you know, it was like an organized kind of thing. Because I didn't want to get Ashley in trouble because she was involved in it, obviously trying to protect my girlfriend.
And she was the love of your life at the time, right?
What?
Was she the love of your life at that time?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I had tunnel vision when it came to her. She could do nothing wrong in mine.
You initially weren't honest. So then when did they bring you in again? Because obviously they looked into it further and they found that she was more involved. So if anything, right? Or no, you said you weren't initially. open. You were said that it was everybody, but it really was you and Ashley, right?
Yeah, well, everybody was there, you know, but it was me and Ashley, so.
But nobody called an ambulance or the police or anything,
Nobody
right?
called an ambulance. Nobody tried to stop it. Ashley claims that she had a panic attack. Ashley didn't have nothing. She was right there with me the whole entire time.
Were you guys...
And Ashley was the one that, like, wanted to do it, so.
Wow. And she's out on bail. Does she pose a threat to anybody in the community, in your opinion? Obviously, it's just your opinion, but...
I mean, personally, yeah. I mean, she's a loose cannon. I mean, if you talk to my parents or my grandparents, they could tell you, I don't know how many times that I showed up at their house and I had, like, claw marks and, you know, black eyes and shit from her putting her hands on me, so.
You and Ashley spoke? Because, I mean, don't you have a soft spot for her? Like, you know, how do you cope with, like, balancing, you know, needing to do it for yourself and then getting pulled back into that?
Well, like, I talked to her in here, you know, like, she's gonna try to say when I go to court that I'm the monster and this and that, and if I'm so, like, she was writing me letters when she was in here, you know, through the laundry and shit, so if I'm such an idiot, a monster, why was she trying to speak to me, you know what I mean?
Right.
But, honestly, I'm glad that I don't talk to her, because I would probably say some really hurtful things to her, because, honestly, I mean, I'm a grown man, you know, and I make my own decisions, but I kind of feel like, you know, this whole fucking situation is all of her fault because she didn't try to stop any of it. She was, you know, like, she knew she had a hold on me. I was wrapped around her finger, so she's the reason all this shit happened.
Have counseling in there, Garrett?
Not at all. I read the Bible, that's about it.
Now, I just want to tell you, this is only I don't want to upset you. Tell me if it hurts your feelings, but this is my view, is I can kind of hear in your voice how dissociated you are from those traumas that you endured. And sometimes you have to face them head on in counseling to actually feel, to cry, you know, and to start to build yourself back up. And so I would recommend some counseling. The family was told that they aren't going to waste their time prosecuting the death of Ray because it was accidental. Were you as well told that?
I heard that, yeah. I heard that, actually, this is going to hang up. Let me call you right back, all right?
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. But I was told that they were, like, going to charge me with something, but they couldn't charge me with homicide because there wasn't enough evidence.
Do you realize that you dissociate a little bit, or is that nothing that...
Yeah, I mean, I do. I try to mask my emotion a lot.
Do you do it, like, out of pure survival?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I consider myself a soldier. Like, I never, even since I was a kid, I've been through some shit even when I was a kid, and, like, I learned how to deal with shit at a very young age, so I just kind of mask emotion and move along.
You know what happens in consequence of that is that you live in a state of mind of survival and fear the rest of your life because you constantly want to avoid everything, and you got to deal directly with every trauma that you've endured since you were little, in my opinion. I worry that they're going to charge you with the Delphis. I'm not going to lie. From what you told me, it seems obvious to me looking back at it with that knowledge, because the timing of it, Garrett, I don't know. I just, if you had nothing to do with those murders, get out in front of that shit, you know, and this helps that you are, but try to look back, ask your mom or your dad to get your employment records. You know, there's a way to, it's hard, but there is a way that you can at least narrow down where you were. And if not...
See, I shouldn't have to do the law enforcement's fucking job, though, you know what I mean? That's their job to find out where the fuck I was, not mine.
Did they ask you?
Yeah, and, like, I remember I was at my mom's house at my Uncle Toby's, and I remember seeing her on the news, you know?
Yeah.
And my mom's like, oh my God. And I remember seeing that on the news at my Uncle Toby's house, but they said my phone pinged in Delphi on the day of the murder. I said, well, you know, they're like, what was your phone number? I don't fucking know. You know how many phones I've had? I get paranoid. And the detective's like, how many phones have you had? I said, yeah. I said, you know how many phones I've traded for drugs?
Because any way you can help them eliminate you, I would do. I think it's important because if you don't do anything, and what I suspect, and I think even you are suspecting that they might point the finger at you. They have a ton of pressure to solve this case. A ton. And the way that they spoke to you, taking that deal off, that something's weird specifically with that. Do you agree?
Oh yeah, I agree 100%.
All right, guys, there's, I guess, part 2. Still much more to come. Thank you for being patient. I'm so sorry my audio sucks, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers.